On, you guys? This is the Bill Updates. I'm Nathan, and this is our second ever podcast, and we are not joined by Logan nor Isaac today, but this podcast will be featured by 2013 national champion Wayne Blackshear. He currently plays over in Finland overseas, and he's played overseas the last couple years. And he's just been doing his thing, leading his league in scoring. And I'm making this intro right now because the intro with Wayne unfortunately cut out. So, yeah, welcome to the podcast, and we'll hop right into where we left off. Thanks.
I wanted to talk, about the 2013 game, and just you played a really good game that day. Obviously, Luke Hancock played a really good game. Caden Diva played pretty good. Y'all three probably contributed the most to that game, like point-wise. I don't remember what you finished with. I know Luke was like 22, Peyton 17. I think you might have had like 13 or something. And
I'm not for sure. Shane had a good game. Shane had a good game that game also.
Yeah, Shane. Y'all had a really good second half rally, just with confidence and stuff. Is that one of your all-time favorite moments, being a Cardinal?
Yeah. I have my two favorite moments is definitely the national championship and the Big East tournament. You know, when we're down in the Garden with the last Big East tournament. And, you know, those two really stand out for me. And, you know, as far as the championship goes, you know, it's just as far as it's like, you just got to leave it all out on the court. You know, we all know what was at stake there and, you know, what we was playing for. So, you know, it just came down to who wanted more.
And we came away with it, and I didn't want to really get into this too much, but them taking the banner away, it obviously hurt the city. I imagine it affected the guys on the championship team like you yourself.
Yeah, of course. You know, we really worked hard for that, so we did feel some type of way.
It pissed me off in a way, but because y'all worked y'all's butts off the whole season and really worked for that. And that was one of my favorite games to watch, was because y'all really just came together as a group and just left it all out on the floor in the second half. And I remember, like, just the next day being so excited. I went out and literally got, like, all kinds of championship stuff. I went all out with it. And then, I forgot, was it last year that they took it away or 2 years ago?
Maybe 2 years ago, I think.
But I remember I was really upset. I kind of shut off my phone for the day. My stepdad, he's a big Michigan fan, so all he was doing was talking trash about it, about how we didn't win. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm never going to say that we didn't win the 2013 national championship.
And then you can't just say we didn't win when we played. So, like, yes, we won, and, you know, they just decided to just take it away from us. But we won the game. Like, we didn't lose. So, I mean, we were the clear winner of the game.
Yeah, and no matter what anyone tries to tell me, I'm not going to, like, you still look up the box score, and it still shows that we beat them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wanted to touch on that and congratulate you for that night. It was
thank you.
I wanted to talk a little bit about a special college basketball player. I wanted to talk about Kansas guy Quentin Grimes, if you know who that is.
Yeah.
He was I'm pretty sure he was a pretty high recruited. I think he's a guard. He was a high recruited guard. He played at Kansas last year. He never really got the opportunity that he was supposed to get. The night Jordan Wara announced his decision to come back, Grimes entered his name in the transfer portal. Grimes was, I think, almost like a lottery pick coming out of high school. And now I don't even think he's on the draft board now. He entered his name to transfer, and some of the schools, they had 5 schools listed. Texas A&M, because they got the Virginia Tech coach now. He's from Houston, so they have Houston on here, Marquette, Kentucky, and Arizona. I wanted to bring that up, and just talking about some of these guys that I know a lot of guys are transferring, like the Hauser twins from Marquette. They recently transferred and split up. I wanted to kind of, what's your opinion on not just transferring, but the role where you have to, like, sit out a year, I believe? You have to sit a season if you transfer or something like that? Or does it depend?
It depends. I think, like, if you have, like, a family emergency or something, you transfer, like, close to home. I think you can play right away, or if your coach decides to leave, you can play right away. But if you just decide to just regularly, like, just transfer, I think you have to sit out a year.
I think they should be allowed to play right away. I don't think it's really that big of a deal. But I think, I'm just going to say, I haven't watched him too much. I just remember him, like, on Ball Is Life videos coming out of high school. I'm just going to probably say he goes to Houston and comes home. But I guess we'll stay on the topic of the city and talk about the football program real quick. And last year, they had 2 wins. It was a disaster to watch. Just a lot of problems on and off the field. Did you watch any Louisville football last year?
No, I didn't. It was hard for me to, just, like, keep up with a lot of stuff being overseas.
I watched the Louisville-Kentucky game, and then I think the Louisville-Alabama game, and I occasionally check the score on the ESPN app. And I just remember seeing we'd be down, like, teams against teams like Boston College, we'd be down, like, 25-0 at halftime, and it was tough because one of my favorite years was the Lamar Heisman year, just because we had also Donovan Mitchell that year. And then it seems like after that year, basketball and football just kind of fell off the radar for the city. Because this is a college sports city and one of the best college sports cities in the nation. And the fans here really care about all sports. I know they go deep at baseball games as well too. So I thought it was really tough to go from being a 2 seed with Donovan Mitchell and having Lamar as a Heisman competing to be in the college football playoffs to going to being like now a 2-win team and getting the banner taken away and just like a lot of darkness over the city. But now the football program, the new coach, all these new recruits coming in, this basketball team, I just can't even describe how excited I am for the basketball season to start. All these 5-star Samuel Williamson, I think he's going to be crazy good. But I hope that we can play well like 2013 and even the 2014 year and hopefully bring home a national championship. I think it'd be pretty good for the city and really just bring life back to the Louisville fan base.
Right. Yeah. I mean, everything doesn't last forever. So, we all had our good moments and good years at Louisville. At some point I think we went through our drought right now. The past 2 seasons, I guess you said. So, we got a good recruiting class from both sides, and guys coming back and deciding to come back, and we should be able to do really good next year or next season.
And I wanted to kind of talk about some of the guys you got to play with. You got to play with Bohannon, Siva. You played with Gorgie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who was one of the biggest leaders / guys who just really taught you a lot and kind of just helped you throughout your time at Louisville?
Helped me. Root was really good. He helped me when I was young. Also, I played with Kyle. He helped me my freshman year of life. Actually, Russ. I think Russ might have been the one that helped me out a lot, throughout my years, because I think I played with Russ for 3 years. But he was definitely one of the guys that really when I came in as a freshman, really helped me out from the time he was there to the time that he left.
So coming out of high school, who was your, if you can remember, who was your first offer coming out of high school?
U of I think that was my first offer. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was U of I.
What year of high school did Louisville offer you?
My I'm not for sure. I think it might have been my junior year in high school. Yeah, it was junior year.
Junior year. And
yeah.
I just want to kind of ask a couple questions about you. Who was growing up for you? Just you can name a couple players if you'd like, but just guys you kind of modeled your game after and looked up to, tried to play growing up. Just some guys that come off your head.
Yeah, well, just one off the head right now is Carmelo. That was
he's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, he was the one guy that I really watched a lot. You got your Kobe's and your LeBron, but Melo was the guy for me that I watched a lot.
And Melo is one of my all-time favorites, along with Kobe. One of my young guy favorites right now in the league is. So I'm a Thunder fan, but I do like Jason Tatum a lot. I like his play style. That's one guy I try to mold my game after a little bit. But yeah, I was really big on kind of because I'm a pretty lanky dude. I like the long, lanky, small forwards that can kind of do it all.
Right.
Long, lanky scores. That was kind of because when I'm done growing, that's probably what I'm gonna be. I'll probably be a 6'8", super long wingspan. So I've always tried to. I have a little bit of Durant, Tatum, and Melo, and even just a little bit of Harden. And I try to get Harden's jump shot down, but just because I'm a lefty. But those are just some of the guys I've grown up. Just because growing up, I was a huge Durant fan. Just because I was a Thunder fan. I had 8 jerseys of Durant. But I wanted to get right back into the NBA finals. I don't think it recorded when we were talking about the finals, but I'll just recap what we said real quick. So last night the Raptors won 118-109. Pascal Siakam, 32 points. He only missed 3 shots. He made 11 in a row. Curry finished with 34 points. And I'll get your take again since I'm guessing you didn't record. What's your expectations for the rest of the series?
I think Kevin Durant doesn't play. I think definitely he's going to go Game 7. But I think it's tough, but you just got to go with Golden State, to win it all, though still. But I think Toronto is just with Kawhi, they right there. So it's tough.
Kawhi has really over this playoffs established himself as one of the as one of the best players actually in the NBA. He's been playing absolutely out of his mind, and whatever team is able to sign him this summer, he's gonna get a hell of a hooper. But I think he's gonna stay in Toronto. I know a lot of people probably think he's going to LA. Who do you think he's going to this summer?
I say he might stay too, especially what he did for them and how far they went.
It's kind of hard to leave a team when you go to the finals the first year and you're going to be competing against the Warriors. Personally, if I was in his shoes, it's kind of hard just to walk up and leave that. Because if he went to the Clippers, you're going to be going to the West. Even though they might be losing Durant, it's still going to be super competitive from the 1st to the 8th seed. So he's not guaranteed to get to the finals if he's on LA. Well, if he's on Toronto, they're a super deep team with like Fred VanVleet, Danny Green, Ibaka. Norman Powell off the bench. They're a super deep team.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of hard to walk away from that when you join a team that was always getting knocked out first round by LeBron, and you bring a team to their first ever finals and really just like setting up stuff like career milestones and stuff. It's hard to walk away from that because you don't even know if you're going to lose the finals yet because you're already up 1-0. You got home court advantage. Drake's been getting under everyone's skin. I know him and Draymond have had a little beef going last night. He called Draymond trash last night, and then I saw actually earlier today, Draymond was rocking a Drake hoodie today, just to throw a little bit of shade back at him. I don't know if you saw, but the NBA tried speaking with Drake about his actions at games, if you haven't saw that. And I want to get your opinion on like Drake and being up and kind of getting under players' skin, just being loud, causing a scene on the sidelines. Like, I wanted to know if you think it's good for the league.
Yeah, he's just being a fan, regular, If you went to college, that's what you used to all the time, that's no difference. It's just one person. It's not like he's controlling the game or anything. He's just there, being a fan and supporting his team.
Because at the end of the day, if you're a professional and you've been in the league and you've played college ball, you've played all years, you got to be used to blocking out all the noise.
Yeah.
So, if he's really getting under your skin, that's something you got to just ignore yourself, because I know there's fans around the league at games that are way worse, that just do racist stuff. They'll talk about your family and stuff. I know he just gets loud and he mocks people, calls you trash, but I'd rather have that than people talking about my family at games and just saying racist stuff towards me.
Yeah, there's definitely a line that you can't cross. Just keep it, basketball. The friendly trash talk. Don't take it somewhere else and then it leads into something else. So just keep it fun and competitive.
I like Drake being loud. I think it really. I was watching the game last night, and it really just it made Toronto look unstoppable. The way the crowd was, the atmosphere of the game. It's tough. I can tell it's tough to play in Toronto, and they play again Sunday. So who do you have taking that game Sunday at Toronto? Durant has officially been listed out, by the way, so it's going to be the same guys going at it. Who do you have?
It's hard to pick over, but I think Toronto go up 2-0 maybe.
I think this is going to be a series of home court. I think the home court team, for the most part, will win their games. Toronto, I think, will win Sunday. Then I think the Warriors might bounce back, win 2 in a row. Then Toronto, then Golden State, and then Game 7, it's kind of up for grabs in Toronto.
Yeah. It can go either way like that.
I'm rooting for Toronto. I being around a lot of family that I have, being Warriors fans, talking trash. I'm ready for a new team to come on by. But I want to talk about real quick. I want to talk about you. I want to talk about Bart Starr. He was a quarterback for the Packers back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Hall of Famer. He passed away Sunday afternoon, and he had 152 career touchdowns, around 25,000 career yards. It got me thinking after I saw that. It got me thinking about Brady and Rodgers, and I personally think Brady is the GOAT, even though I'm a Packers fan. But I want to, if you were going to be a coach of an NFL team, who are you taking as your quarterback?
Brady. No,
Brady?
I'm a diehard Peyton Manning fan, so I gotta stick with Peyton.
Peyton? Are you just a Peyton fan, or did you like the Broncos, or just any team he was on?
Any team he was on, I was, especially with the coach, I was definitely rooting for him, so he's but I love Brady to death, though. He's really good, but, for me personally, Peyton Manning's my all-time favorite quarterback.
My all-time favorite, just because I grew up with family in Green Bay, was Aaron Rodgers. He only won one Super Bowl. I think he's one of the most talented of all time. I still think Brady's the greatest of all time. But two quarterbacks that I've heard, I've always been a big Drew Brees guy. Like early Drew Brees. I always liked Drew Brees on the Saints early in his career. The Super Bowl run, just everything. I liked him this year. I thought he was maybe going to be done soon, but he still got a lot left in the tank. I asked you NBA, right? You said you were a Bulls fan growing up.
Mm-hmm.
And were you from Chicago?
Yeah, I'm from Chicago.
All right. And did you like the Bears as well growing up? Or no?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know they've seemed to turn it around, and they're a pretty dominant defensive team now in the NFL. Best defense in the league. Do you got any expectations for them this season? You think they could make a Super Bowl run?
I mean, I think they can. They lost in the first round, but I mean, the Bears usually always have a great defense, and that can't take too far. So hopefully, they come in with the same mentality and switch up a couple things, and hopefully they can have a successful season.
Yeah, historically they've had a pretty dominant defense. It's been that offense just kind of holding them back.
Mm-hmm.
But they got Mitch Trubisky at quarterback. He's young. I watched a lot of him this year. And I didn't think he was going to be what he is, but he's constantly improving. And I think he's going to be pretty good. I think the Bears got a pretty good future. Even though I'm a Packers fan, I think they got a pretty good future ahead of them. Yeah. I'm excited for the NFL season to start so I can get into fantasy football. But I want to just probably close off on NFL. Who is your Super Bowl game way too early prediction?
Gotta go with Tom.
Tom?
You gotta go with Brady.
How many years do you think he got left in him?
Probably 2. Maybe this is his last season coming up. But yeah, as long as he's on the field, I think he's the most dangerous out there. He proved that every game. So, the Pats is for me.
And who do you got coming out of the NFC?
I'm sorry?
Who do you got coming out of the NFC?
What teams are in the NFC?
Rams, Saints, Eagles, Packers, Bears.
I mean, that's up for grabs right there. I mean, the Bears, obviously, I'm going to go for the Bears, but, you know, the Rams also was good this year, too, so that's tough. Just got to wait and see how that plays out.
Yeah, I think the NFL is pretty competitive. There's not besides the Patriots, but the Patriots, even teams are still giving the Patriots good games and stuff. It's not like the Warriors where the Warriors were blowing everyone out. But the NFL is still competitive. And I wanted to talk about, you said the 2013 game was one of your favorite memories. What are some, besides that, I guess, locker room moments or just favorite memories that pop off the top of your head that you'll always remember from being in Louisville?
Wow, we got so many memories because we won a lot, you know, and I can honestly say, like, every year was something new and something, like, much better. So, I mean, just being around those guys every year was just great for me, period. Like, I can't pick a moment where we all didn't have fun when we was all together. You know, even, like, some of the games we lost, we always, you know, turning around and, you know, get ourselves laughing and, you know, playing around and stuff like that. So, like, from when I was a freshman to when I was a senior, each year was just something new and different and fun. And me personally, I don't think I can take one moment away from, like, each one of those years. I mean, I think everyone was just great throughout my whole 4 years there.
And I kind of want to, how was playing under Rick as your coach? How would you describe him, and how did he help you become who you are today?
Tough, you know. Everyone knows how Coach P is. You know, I don't have to speak on him too much, you know. He definitely gets the best out of you, and I can honestly say, like, when you graduate or wherever you go, you always find yourself playing as hard as you can because, you know, that's what he wants. That's what you get from being around Coach P. You know, just playing as hard as you can and you know, playing like it's your last game. And I honestly can say, like, I play as hard as I can, you know, every time I step out on the court.
And just kind of, so you play in Finland. Is that the only team you've played for so far professionally overseas?
No, I was in Italy for 2 years, and I went to Lebanon for a year, and then I played in Finland.
And how has playing overseas been for you? Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. My first year out, it was great. Just different experience, you know, from each country, you know, how the play style is different, and you just learn. That's it.
Because we did a Q&A with Peyton. He talked about his and how it was just, like, tough, like, adapting to, like, different culture and stuff, language barriers, just overall. Was that difficult at first for you?
Maybe in the first couple of months, but then you get used to it. Like now, once you play overseas 1 year, 2 years, you get kind of used to it. You know, every place is not the same, but, you know, it's almost the same. You know, you just, you know, do what you're supposed to do.
And how would you describe, like, I think I've watched one game of, like, an overseas game. How would you describe, like, the atmosphere of of y'all's home games and stuff?
Well, that depends on, like, where you play. You know, for me, my first couple years in Italy was great. You know, crowd was, you know, I think about 3,000 people. You know, every game, and you know, they come out to support. You know, they really big on basketball over there, and you know, they like to support the team. So depending on what country you go to, is like how the fans are.
And I kind of want to wrap up with LeBron James Jr. and Zaire Wade. They're both going to be at I think it's Sierra Canyon or that high school. They're both transferring to go there. What are your thoughts about Dwayne and LeBron's kids both playing together for one season in high school?
It'd be great for them. You know, I think they know each other. They're probably friends and everything. And they probably thought that was the best move for them. So, you know, congrats to them.
And could you maybe, I mean, honestly, it depends on Zaire, but could you ever see them maybe like Zaire waiting and maybe teaming up in college?
Anything's possible. I mean, anything can happen. If they decide to do that, then, you know, just their decision. But
I think it'd be pretty
really, yeah, that'd be pretty tight if they did that. But, you know, everybody has their own path that they got to follow.
Well, I think with their high school games, their high school games are probably going to be some of the most packed high school games, but sold out every game. You're going to have NBA stars every night at their games, sold out tickets. It's going to be tough to go to their high school game just because you're going to have LeBron and Wade on the sideline every night, and you're going to have two future NBA guys on the same team. And I think it's almost going to be like when LaMelo played for Chino Hills with the rest of his brothers. I think it's going to be like that, but even bigger.
Yeah, it could be, you know, maybe two household names. So.
Yeah, but that's basically all I wanted to talk about tonight. Is there any questions or anything you had for me before we hop off?
No. Just glad I was able to do the interview for you.
Oh, I appreciate it, bro. It was good having you on, and I keep on doing your thing overseas, and look to hear from you. So I'll probably cut it off now, but I'll stop recording now, but I'll probably I'm going to review the audio tonight, clip it down, edit it, and it'll probably be uploaded tomorrow morning. Could you just, like, when I upload it, show some love to it or something, put on your story?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, I really appreciate it for you coming on. One of my all-time favorite guys from the Louisville days, and it was good talking to you.
Thanks. No problem.
All right. You have a good night.
All right, you too.